7-0, so that has been approved unanimously. We're now down to item 8, committee reports and appointments. And I'll start this evening with Mayor Pro Tem Neil Grimes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have not submitted I'm slacking up, submitted my report, but I will get that tomorrow, before tomorrow. I had the pleasure, y'all remember several months ago, I presented this flag that was flown over the Capitol to the dedication of this building. I had a similar honor this past January 27th. I presented a flag that was flown over the Capitol in recognition of an Eagle Scout ceremony. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, very good.
Now let all that stand as my report.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Peyton Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I did submit a copy of my activities to Wendy, so she has that. She doesn't know it yet because I sent it 1 minute before this meeting, but it's there. So she has those. I want to thank Miss Mintz and Miss Lex. Is that your name? Lex, for coming to the meeting. Sometimes it feels like nobody cares that stuff is happening in the city, and it's nice to know that people do, and we can have open conversation, because we can't fix all problems, but we definitely can't fix problems that we don't know about. So thank you so much for your engagement and involvement. I also want to thank the city employees who have been all over our water system. There's been approximately 8 million breaks. I don't know. It just keeps happening. With the weather being hot and cold and hot and cold, it happens. It's part of it. So those people have been absolutely relentless, taking care of that, oftentimes in the dark, oftentimes in the cold. So I'm very grateful for them and for the service that they do to our city. I also want to recognize our police and fire departments. They were recognized at the chamber dinner last month with an award for the service that they provide, not only to our city, but also for the work that they did for other communities who were affected by Hurricane Helene. So we have some great people who work in the city, and I'm very thankful to get to know them, and I will let that stand as my report.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilmember Jacquez Johnson.
Thank you so much, Mayor York. I have submitted a copy of my activities to our amazing clerk. It was a great month for the month of January. Thank you to Thomasville City Schools for their recognition of the council during their school board meeting as shining stars in our contributions to our dedicated work at ensuring our students are supported here in the city of Thomasville. And also, thank you so much to the mayor as well as our council for recognizing the month of February as Black History Month. We know as a state and nation there is very much an attack on Black history and DEI, and so I really wanted to be clear that our history is not up for debate, and the contributions that African Americans have had, not only in Thomasville, but also in the state and country, cannot be erased, and our progress cannot be undone. So here in the city, we will continue to uplift, educate, and celebrate Black history, not just in the month of February, but every single day. So we remain committed to truth, to justice, and to ensuring that every generation knows the shoulders that they stand on. So this weekend, please, 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 if you have the opportunity, come together as a community to celebrate Black history with our amazing Black History Month celebration at 108 Salem Street with the Martin Luther King Social Action Committee, and then at Ballpark Community Center on February 28th. Now, I will let that stand as my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Lisa Shell.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. I have submitted a copy of my report to Wendy. And I would also like to say, how grateful I am for all of our city workers, and especially the water guys. That, just like Peyton said, there's been a lot of leaks so far and lines broke, and they've worked endlessly to get those fixed, and just a big shout out. And don't forget, run to the grocery store and get your bread and milk for Wednesday. And I'll let that stand as my report.
Thank you very much. And Councilmember Doug Hunt.
I have not submitted a copy of my activities yet. I will get it tonight. It's been one of those kind of weeks. It's a very slow month for me because I was been hampered and gimping around with stitches and everything in the legs. So I did get out and talk to some people and do some things, but nothing major. But I'm looking forward to the warm weather coming. Not the allergies, but the warm weather. So I'll let that stand as my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Scott Stires.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If I did it, the clerk has a list of it, and thank you, Councilman Johnson, for those remarks. very much needed in this kind of strange time we're living in. And that's my report.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Hunter Thrift.
Thank you, Mayor.
Daddy.
We have some recommendations coming from Personnel Finance for appointments, and this will be in the form of a motion. For beautification, we'd like to appoint Carol Brown, Olivia Lardy, Molly Lassiter, Paula Peters, Myra Scott Gray, and David Stanley. For golf advisory, we would like to appoint Fred Bookman, Yvette Hicks, Keith Tobin, and Bradley White. Historic preservation, Steve Teglis and Maddie Thrift. Planning board, Orrin Jeffries, Eric Couple, and Chris Myrick. Recreation, Kathleen Surratt. Tourism, Tommy Ballard, Gloria Brinkley, Joe Gray Sr., Dana Lamba. And that is all of our recommendations.
Okay, we have a motion from the Personnel Committee on these appointments. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Any discussion? Okay, you may record your vote. And these have been approved unanimously. Okay.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I will submit a copy of my activities to the clerk. I have been a little busy the past week or so. Last Friday, February 7th, my wife gave birth to our first child. We had a daughter. Her name's Charlotte Rose, and she is absolutely perfect. So I feel like that trumps everything else on my activity report. So I will let that stand as my... Did I leave? I need to make one more motion.
You're excused.
Yes, it's at the top of my page. The Personnel Finance Committee would also like to appoint Cram Pyler to the ABC Board.
I'll second that motion.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we have a motion and a second
Left it off.
to do that. Any discussion? Okay, you may record your vote. And that has been approved 7-0 unanimously.
I'll let that
Thank-
stand as my
All
report.
right. Thank you very much. And by the way, congratulations.
Thank you.
The birth of your daughter.
Yeah,
Yes, big things happening there in that house now, I know.
that's
so,
right.
Yeah, it's exciting. I had the pleasure of swearing in a new police officer this morning for our police force. So they're getting back up to full force and got several new people. And so we appreciate all they do and to keep us safe and the work they put in for that. Also, you mentioned the bread and the milk, and I'm going to mention a little something different. Everybody just keep, safety first. If the roads get slick, they're very dangerous, and so just don't travel unless you have to. We don't generally get a lot of snow and ice here, so not many people around here know how to drive on it. So, let's watch after each other as best we can. And I have also have one appointment, which is a mayor's appointment, and it doesn't require a vote. And that is that I'm appointing Ron Richardson to the Housing Authority for another term on that authority. Okay, that finishes my report, so I'll go now to City Manager, Mr. Brandt.
Thank you, Mayor. I hate to belabor the point, but yes, we are expecting winter weather later this week. We've already had city crews out spreading brine on the city streets. NCDOT has been spreading brine on the state streets. And we will have crews ready Wednesday morning is when we're currently expecting the snow to start. By late afternoon, they're saying between 2 and 4 inches. The reality is that we all know North Carolina weather. It could be 60 degrees Wednesday afternoon, or it could be 20. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, what our biggest concern is not the snow, it's more the ice, and there is a higher prediction of some sleet and freezing rain, so that is what our most concern is, and so please be careful out there. This may affect our public openings for city offices and also potentially solid waste pickup and recycling pickup on Thursday morning. may be impacted. So just keep a lookout on our website, and we also post information on some of the local news channels. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our city attorney, Ms. Whitman.
Good evening, thank you.
Thank you.
On the new baby, that's exciting. I'm sure you're doing lots of staring at her.
That's all we're doing.
That's what we did, we stared a lot. Wait till she's 17.
Right.
Completely different stare.
It's a completely different stare. There's a lot of staring going on, but it's very different. I just wanted to update the council on Kern Street. So I had spoken with the firm that's handling that process for us, the foreclosure, and they have had a very difficult time serving one of the parties. They're in the process of serving by publication, but they hope to have the actual sale date to be conducted in June. So that, make a note of that on your calendar, that we should be coming to an end of that in the near future. So I just want to give you that update. But that's all I have that's a public update at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Deputy City Manager, Mr. Bowling.
Thank you again, Mayor. I'd like to call your attention to the American Red Cross Salute to Heroes program. This program recognizes ordinary people for extraordinary acts. Heroes must live and work or attend school in one of the following 11 counties to be nominated: Alamance, Caswell, Davie, Davidson, Forsyth, Guilford, Randolph, Rockingham, Stokes, Surrey, and Yadkin. There are 7 hero categories you can nominate folks. Nominations will be accepted in the following categories: Citizen Hero, Emergency Communications, Emergency Medical Services, Fire Services, Law Enforcement, Active Military Personnel, and Veteran Military Personnel. Please visit redcross.org/NC Triad Heroes for the nomination form. Nominations close on April 30th, 2025. Please use this as an opportunity to recognize others in your community. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're now down to additions and updates. Anybody have any additions or anything for the good of the city? Okay, we're down to adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We're adjourned.